Hey, welcome to Integrative Preparedness. How are you all today? We're down on the Buffalo River. I want to talk about making prepping fun. You know, there's enough people out there, and you know, if you've been with us before, by the way, if you haven't, welcome. It's good to have you. There are plenty of channels out there and plenty of people actually in the prepper world that like to make it all about, oh, doom and gloom, and oh my gosh, it's terrible, and the horrible things that are going to happen. And I mean, we prepare for those things. If you've read my books, I wrote 6 books on dealing with the horrible things that can happen. But that's not the way you should live your daily life, all in doom and gloom and such as that. And you ought to make it a positive experience, make prepping fun, make it a family activity. We're down on the Buffalo River in Arkansas, and we're out here on a gravel bar. I just shot the one, it's where I shot the one of the Eclipse itself. And I showed all the people. This back behind you can't see them, but there's still, quite a few people that have stayed after the eclipse has been over, and they're doing a little kayaking and just walking around and visiting and having a good time. And it's a neat little place. So we just saw, I'm probably just going to put the one of the eclipse itself up on the Patreon channel in case you want to see it. It's been fun. It's been fun. We drove down from where we live in the Kansas City area on the Kansas side, and came down right on. We're right on the totality, you know. And I know that a lot of people say, they kind of grumble and grump and I don't, is this. But we like to do these things. And so we drove all the way down. It took us 4 hours, something like that, from where we live to where we are. And the funny thing was, before I get into a little bit more, we were up at, there's a little, bathroom facility, not much, a hole in the ground and a shed up the hill. And we were up there standing in line, and I turned to the people behind me. I asked them, I says, you all from close by? And they said, well, not far, it's Lawrence, Kansas. And that's just about 30 miles west of us. So that was kind of funny. And, that's for all those who say, I don't know why anybody would drive to see something like that. Well, that leads us into the difference, right? The person who sees everything through a kind of a sour, grumbly filter, and the people who do it from a positive standpoint. We love taking trips, and so any excuse to, for instance, run down here, a solar eclipse, why not, right? It only lasted a few minutes, but that's not the point. It was cool to see. I'll tell you what, Kelly and I both feel a little buzzed. These things can have an effect on people. They have an effect on animals. They have an effect on the tides. They have an effect on a lot of things. But the kids say they didn't feel anything, but they're always running 100 miles an hour anyways. But Kelly and I both, we feel just a little bit odd, shall I say. But these things give you an opportunity to just kind of run drills, On the way down, somebody has an ankle ache. My daughter, her ankle's been hurting from a soccer injury, so we dealt with that. And somebody has a headache, so do we have what it takes for that? Yes, we do. Whatever it is, we have something that to meet our needs. I've told you before, if you've been with us before, whenever we go out of town, if it's close by. Now, when we take a trip to Montana or down to Tennessee or something. It's a little bit different, but we always figure, how long would it take us to walk back? Let's just say the worst possible thing that could happen, that, as some people said, well, they're going to use this opportunity to, bring down the grid, whatever. Or something, something to shut off all the vehicles won't work. Somebody had put out an idea that, at such a time to get everybody, I forget who said this, somebody they're getting a lot of people away from their home bases. What a great time to bring down the grid, zap something so nobody's cars work, and now thousands, maybe millions of people are stranded away from home. What a great way to get rid of a lot of people, right? Well, hey, no, I don't think that that's going to happen or did happen. It didn't happen. I don't know if they still bringing it on, but no, I don't expect that at all. But what I do think that it's a great way to think. I think it's a great drill to have. So we always do that. We always figure, okay, wherever we're going to be, if it's and not too distant, how many days is it going to take to walk back? And from where we are now, about 15 days. Well, we have more than enough food in the truck for that. We have all of the equipment, all of the supplies that we would need to do that. We have all the protection that we would need. One thing that I always make sure of, and I've mentioned this before, is when we're out of town, I always have enough defensive tools in the trucks for everybody who is able to handle one. And especially when we're away from home, I keep a common caliber of those, so that everybody, so I don't have to, carry a bunch of different calibers of ammunition. But I do carry other tools that will chamber other calibers just in case, right? Just in case we run across, in case we're out here for longer than we want to be and we run across other calibers. I know that's a stretch. It's just something that I do. It doesn't take any effort, and it's just something that I think is worthwhile. I even throw in a 9mm, and you all know how much I hate 9mm. That's going to bring somebody, 9mm is the greatest cartridge there's ever been. It's a real man-stopper. It's why special ops. Yeah. You don't know what you're talking about, so I can't wait to see your I can't wait to see your comment. Be ready for incoming. That's all I'll say. But we use these as drills, and you should do that. You should, if you keep prepping all in the back of your mind, being prepared, let's just call it that, it just becomes, a something that runs in the background all the time, and it doesn't have to draw your complete focus. It doesn't have to overcome your life. It should not. Preparedness should not be something that is always on your mind, at least after a point. It should be that thing that, well, okay, you always have, the older people always lived like this. What if something happens? Do I have what it takes? Do I have what I'll need to get home or to make it right or to survive and all that? So anyway, that's just what I wanted to say. This one is not going to get a whole lot of views, and that's okay, because I want it to get to the right people. I want it to get to the ones who, because if I said the world is ending right now, then a lot of people watch it. Isn't that interesting? That is a psychological problem. It really is. The people would rather hear about the bad than the good. But for those people out here who it might help, make your prepping fun. Make your preparedness fun. Is there a way that you can? Is there a little trip that you can take your family on? And if while you're out there, are you using as a checklist? Do we have everything that we need? And then you do, and then you go have fun, and then you come back home. We're going past, we're going to have a good time down here. We're going to stay around the gravel bar for a while. We don't have a kayak or anything, but the kids like to run around in the river and do stuff. And it's good to do that. It's good to do that when you're relaxed. You're not having that. You don't have work to do out here. You don't have to be doing anything. You just with nature and absorbing it. Something else, though, I'll tell you, that comes into this. And I've always said that those who do, there's a lot of people, I'll put it this way, a lot of people have a misunderstanding of the most important skills for survival. And I've said this before, one of the most important skills, and I think a lot of so-called preppers fall way short on it, is people skills. You get out and things like this, the fun things, you get around people having fun. And you find that people really are good folks. People really are good folks. And I feel badly for the preppers who have separated themselves so much from society that they just think that everybody out here is horrible, because they're not. Most people are really decent. And most people here, yeah, you're going to have, you know, different ways of looking at things, maybe different skills, maybe different abilities, whatever. But most folks are pretty good folks. And when you get out amongst them, just doing fun things, it helps you keep that in the forefront of your mind, you know. And that is that folks are good, and you want to be around folks. And so there you have it. That's my deep thought for today. Make prepping fun. Make it a part of your life, not your whole life, and then get out there and have a ball, because life is great. Life is as good as you make it, okay? You all have a good day. Remember that we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. And I'm missing out on a lot of fun the kids are having over there, taking pictures of things and wading around in the river and doing all sorts of things. I'm going to get back to it and have some fun. You all have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.